to today. Great to have you. I hope you're good and that you're blessed today. We thank God for another day. We thank God that you're here now. I hope you are fine though. And you are grateful for another day. Each day we need to start with gratitude because then it helps us to think about and reflect about what opportunity we have to be alive, to be here now, to be present at this moment in history, and to see what was always there that we didn't know, for us to learn, for us to be the ones that we have always been dreaming to have, to be the people who we believe we are. And thank you so much for joining me. My name is Winnie Kamuya, CEO, International Renaissance Center, an international best-selling author, a speaker, and a coach. And today we want to look at building resilience by saying no to victim mentality. Yes, we can be and we can actually hold on to the victim mentality. And you know, when you hold on to the victim mentality, what happens? It means you're blaming everyone except yourself, except me. It is because of my father, it is because of my mother, it is because of my sisters, it's because of my brothers, it's because of my parents, it's because of my uncle, it's because of my community. It is because of where I lived, it's because of where I went to school. It is because of everything else, everyone else except me. That is a victim mentality. So the meaning of a victim mentality is what? It's blame, it's complaint, it's making excuses. Being a victim means that you blame mistakes, challenges, and setbacks in your life on others. Things, anything except yourself. I told you, it's because of my father, it's because of my sister, it's because of my mother. In fact, it's because my mother died when I was very young. That's why ABCD. It's because of my father. It's because of my sister. It's because of my teacher. It's because of my grandmother. It's because of my grandfather. It's because of the society. It's because of the weather. Everything except yourself. So you make excuses when things go wrong. You complain how unfair it is all, and you actually lack a sense of personal responsibility. You might not be able to prove that you have been negatively affected, and you know what? You will keep blaming. And if you're not the blaming kind of a person, then it must be, if it's not a person, it's a circumstance. That's why I said it's the weather. It's the challenge that everyone is facing. It's the economy, everything except yourself. It's always unfair, and you are always being unfairly treated. It's normal to feel sorry for yourself, and it's normal also to feel powerless when faced with a challenge. And the change, when you have change and you have no control, when you are faced with life situations where there's nothing much you can do, you can't control. You feel powerless. You feel really powerless. But victim mentality is a chronic condition. At the heart of the victim mentality is to avoid responsibility. So maybe take a look at your life where you are avoiding responsibility and you are blaming it on others, on circumstances, on the environment. Name it, whatever it is that you're blaming. Maybe it's time to ask yourself, where am I avoiding responsibility? You paint yourself into a corner of inaction by convincing yourself that you do not possess the power to take control of your life, to make things happen. Personal responsibility. In a few weeks, earlier, I think 1 week ago, I was looking at personal responsibility and we talked about Oprah, how she said that she was personally responsible for her life and for her future. And I want to believe that you too can take the power back. It's your life. Take responsibility for your life. At the core of the victim mentality is the belief that you hold no power. Truly, yeah, you want to seize the power that you have over your life, and you want to believe that you have no power over your life. So that is what maybe you will tell yourself, and maybe that is what, when you're facing yourself as you want to see yourself as a victim, that's what you're telling yourself. So you convince also others that actually, I'm really so sorry, there's nothing I can do because everything happened out of me. It's not me. I'm not to blame. Okay? So the victim mentality and resilience, and why it's important for you to take back the power of your life, of things you can control. And there's so many things that you can control. And I'll share that in a short while. So in the meantime, for a person with a victim mentality, it's difficult to bounce back. Remember, it's because of my father, it's my brother, it's my mother. You see, my mother died. You see, my father died. You see, it's because of this. You see, it's because of that weather. You see, it was raining. You see, everything except what can you now do? It's happened. Yes. What can you now do? Maybe you need to ask yourself, now that it's happened, what can I do? It's difficult to see life as anything other than just happening to you. I guess this is one time. Life is happening to everyone. But we have to take responsibility for ourselves. It always feels like things are happening to you and you're a victim and no one else is having it as bad as you are. Is it true right now at this moment? Everyone is going through stuff. The fact that they have decided to take one step forward despite whatever is happening to them does not mean that they're not facing an issue. And you too can give yourself the power to take back responsibility for your life. The victim mentality is a combination of seeing life beyond your control, negative, or being convinced you require sympathy because you deserve better. Having a victim mentality then can really be a serious roadblock to your resilience. Without personal responsibility, you never take the necessary actions or have a proper mindset to overcome adversity. Remember, you are responsible for your life and you need to take action. And if you don't change and move yourself out of that victim mentality, you'll get stuck and remain there. And you don't want to remain there because you need to bounce back now. Everybody is trying their level best to bounce back. Why should you be left behind? Thinking and saying to yourself, you are the only one facing the situation. Everyone is facing a situation. Resilient people always look to themselves in times of trouble. What within you do you have that maybe can help you bounce back at this time? They go inside and search for solutions that they can use to bounce back. They rarely focus on the world outside, the external world. You have resourcefulness within you. Look inside. Look inside and you will have the confidence in your own ability to overcome the problems and to solve the problems you're facing right now. And if you do and you succeed, you will come to realize that you don't need to consider yourself a victim of the circumstances. So number one, you need to take personal responsibility for your life. And you have to take personal responsibility. It's not for anyone. There are benefits to being having a victim mentality, but I'm telling you they're short-lived, because then you can't take control of so many things. And in this life, in this journey of life, there's so many things you can't control. And if you can't control some things, you've got to take control of your life. So if you're having victim mentality, then you will not take any responsibility for your action, for your behaviors. You will complain, you will get attention. People will feel sorry for you. People will pay attention to you. People don't criticize you because they don't want to upset you. People will be compelled to help you because they feel sorry for you. And you don't get tired of being the drama queen, the drama king. And you don't feel angry, you just keep feeling sad because you chose the victim mentality. And you have just one story and you keep repeating the same story. And I guess when you're repeating the same story, you are telling yourself how you could do nothing about what happened and how you can do nothing now, and which will not move you forward anyway, because that's the same story you had yesterday, is the same story you have today, is the same story you'll have tomorrow, and nothing will move forward. Victim mentality is a learned behavior, which means if it is a learned behavior, you can unlearn it. So the victim behavior is a learned behavior like all other behavioral aspects, and we can actually get stuck with it. And that's why it's good for you to look back into your childhood. Where did this begin? Where did you develop that victim mentality? As a child, did you seek attention because you felt that others were not listening to you? Did you find ways to get attention, to get noticed, and hence you're always playing the victim? Find out, because that could be helpful in helping you get yourself out of that victim mentality into the reality that you have to take responsibility for your life. So maybe you had a difficult childhood and that enabled you to crave for love and attention, and that got you trapped at the same time. Yes, it got you to get the attention from everyone, but now it's not helping you in any way. It's actually sabotaging you because you are no longer able to face yourself and take responsibility for your own life. And you need to overcome this victim mentality, get yourself out and start taking responsibility for your life, because no one else is going to do it for you. And the sooner you realize that, the better, because your life will fall apart as you stare at it, blaming everyone else except yourself. And you need to know what to do, and you need to free yourself from this prison. It's a prison for you. So how do you make changes? Because it is learned behavior, you can unlearn it. It will take time, yes. It will be intense, yes, as long as you're committed. Want to get yourself out of this situation, out of this learned behavior, you have to be conscious. Now that you are doing it, you are aware. Before, when you learned it, you were not conscious because you thought they didn't give you enough attention. They didn't notice you. So you had to do things for them to notice you. Now it's time to be very intentional, to take charge of your life and to be responsible for your life. So it might take time and it might require your commitment. You can't just overcome it. You need to identify action. You can't overcome the victim mentality unless you take ownership. Are you taking ownership of your own life? Yes. Let's start there. This is my life. I'm responsible for it. What I make of it for the coming days, years, I'm responsible. And that will help you. The only way to do this is to identify ways you can act in order to improve your circumstances. Instead of just pretending and complaining, start taking positive action to change your life. Stop complaining. Everyone is going through stuff. Everyone is. Everyone is having it hard. And everyone is doing something. So start taking action and start taking positive steps towards changing your situation. Take responsibility. Own your bad behavior and mistakes. And if you're in a bad situation, you have to own it up and take part in it. Acknowledge your guilt. And it's not a sign of weakness, by the way. It's also a strength. And if it didn't get your promotion or it didn't have you look the way you wanted, stop blaming everyone. Stop blaming your family members. Stop blaming your co-workers. Stop blaming circumstances, environment, people around you. Stop blaming it. Look for ways to take responsibility for yourself. And listen also to how you talk to yourself or how you talk even about yourself. Listen to yourself because the first conversation starts with you. What are you saying to yourself? Because maybe that conversation is the one that creates the behavior you have. In any case, whatever you say to yourself is what is going to happen because you listen to yourself more than you listen to anyone else. So take responsibility. Change the narrative back to you. So what is your narrative and what are you saying? And that's why I say, listen to yourself. What are you saying? Now, if you are in a position of victim, you might say, my boss is a jerk, that's why I got fired. If you are in a personal responsibility position, you say, I got fired because I did not do my job properly. Are you listening to yourself, what you're saying? You recognize that you played a part in it. Instead of blaming your boss, you look inside and say, truly, I didn't do my work the way I was expected. Now, if you are in a victim mentality, you will say, my alarm clock is a piece of crap, so I am always late. Wow. So it is the alarm to blame, not you. But if it is you taking responsibility, then you'd say, I'm always late because I don't take proper steps to ensure time management. So you look within and you find that you are the one who is not actually taking proper measures to organize your time. Victims will have things to say that affect themselves, but they say as if those things are done by other people to them because they haven't taken responsibility of their own self, and that is why they can easily blame others. They can easily blame circumstances. They will find others are the ones to blame. They don't play a part in taking responsibility for whatever has happened. It's about everybody else except themselves. So that is part of what you need to start learning and unlearning so that you can change and shift and bring the narrative to yourself. Giving you some examples there. So you can change the story and you have the power to take control of your story. If you find yourself blaming somebody or something for a situation, challenge, or problem, then change the narrative, bring it back to you. What is your part in it? How did you contribute to the situation? What are you doing and not doing to cause this? Change the narrative. change the narrative to personal responsibility and ensure that you are bringing yourself into picture. What did I do? How did I contribute? What am I doing? What am I not doing? And in most cases, when you're blaming people, you stop even thinking about what you could do when it's even within what you can do to help yourself get out of there. Then help others. Sometimes when we are in a victim mentality, we believe the whole world is happening on us. We don't realize that it's also happening for others. Maybe it's good to go and help others. Instead of dwelling on our struggles, hardships, go out there, help another person. While your struggle is real or the pain may be real and valid, well, when you go to help others, you realize others are suffering, and even more so, theirs could be worse than yours, and you appreciate that, you know what, there is something I could be doing to take responsibility for myself. So by helping others, you're doing good to everyone, to the world, and you want others to offer you the same support if you are in a similar place. And I tell you for sure, one of the things that you learn, maybe you are in a better place than others, and you could accept and begin to take responsibility for your life. Learn to say no. If you want to overcome your victim mentality, then you need to take control of your life. Don't let resentment, okay? Don't let resentment foment, because then you will sit back and you will not do anything, and you will continue to blame your co-workers, your parents, your family, your relatives, without actually going ahead to find out, like, how could you help yourself out of that situation. Sometimes you can take so much onto your shoulders, and then you don't want to share and say, you know what, this is too much work, can I get somebody else to help me? It will really help. And you stop feeling they just like dumping everything on me. Maybe they don't know you need to talk to them. And that is something that can help you to stop feeling like you are a victim in the situation. And there is something you can do. Be kind. You play a big role in challenges in your life. But that doesn't mean you beat up yourself when you take personal responsibility, because this can mean that you are taking a victim mentality and extending and saying, it's because of everything. Now I can't blame anyone. It's about me. I created this one for myself. There's nothing I can do. No. Forgive yourself, because sometimes as children, and that's why it's important to go back. See, where did we learn this behavior? As children, why did we learn it? Because we didn't get attention from our parents, from our siblings, from the stats, from the school. And so we developed a behavior, we've lived with it. But now we've got to let go of this behavior and learn it. And realize we have to take responsibility. And as we do that, we need to be kind to ourselves and allow ourselves to build the skills that make us responsible for ourselves. So learn to forgive yourself and put yourself in a stronger position to thrive and also become resilient. Because you can't continue blaming the entire world and not taking responsibility despite it. Life is hard, there's too much challenges, there's too much stress, there's too much pain, there are too many obstacles. Forgive yourself and also realize everybody else is going through stuff and they are still looking within, moving forward, and you too can do the same. So you have to identify and accept that all the things that you have control, and there's some things you cannot have control over. And if you cannot have control over, There's nothing you can do about it. But there are things that you can take control over. And this includes your feelings, your actions, your behavior, your choices, your decisions, what you do and how you react when faced with adversity, how you handle problems, how you seek solutions to problems, how you live your life, how you react to others, how you do your job, how you treat yourself, how you treat others. And last, your life. So it means you can still take control of your life. So you have no one to blame except yourself. And if you've been carrying this forward and saying you are not going to take responsibility, it's so and so, it's so and so, and so and so to blame, and it's about your life, it's time to get off that bus and to get into your own bus and realize that your life, there is somewhere you are playing a part and you are responsible for it, and you can't go on blaming others for life that you could be able to take charge and be responsible for your life. So again, you have responsibility over your life, and there are things that you can identify and accept and take full responsibility in your life. You can't continue to stay back and have a victim mentality. You can unlearn it, take control, take charge, take responsibility for your life. Because your life, there are things you can take responsibility for. And that's your feeling, your action, your behaviors, your choices, your decisions, what you do and how you react to adversity. Let me share this. It could help. Let me share this so that maybe you can stop saying, I don't know what she's talking about. Yeah. Okay. So there we go. So identify and accept. So you have control and you can take personal responsibility for the following things: your feelings, your actions, your behaviors, your choices, your decisions, what you do, how you react when adversity hits, how you control problems, how you seek solutions to problems, how you live your life, how you react to others, how you do your job, how you treat yourself, how you treat others, and your life. So you see, the list is long, and you can actually unlearn the victim mentality and take charge of your life and be responsible. I believe in you, and I know one thing: you are going to take some action on your life. And I want to trust and believe that that said, that you will no longer have to say that, oh, blame others for your life. And you will stop complaining, making excuses, and saying you can't do this, it's because of that. You will be able to say that I did this, I actually attempted, I was stuck here. Now I'm looking for the person who will help me to move forward in the next step. Because now you've stopped making excuses and you've stopped complaining, blaming others. So I want to leave you with this, and I want to challenge you. Are you taking 100% responsibility for yourself, for your life, for all the things that I listed above? Okay? Are you taking 100% responsibility? And if you are, maybe it's time to ask yourself if you have experienced a place where you wanted to actually play a part of a victim. What situation was it? And maybe ask yourself the questions that I asked you before. Why did it happen? What was the situation? Because that can help you start digging deep into finding out, did I need to do that? Did I need to blame others? What can I do to change my situation? With that said, I want to believe and trust that you are going to make a big difference in your life as you stop playing victim. Everyone is going through stuff, and everyone is doing something to make sure their life is moving forward and their life is different because they're taking responsibility for their lives. And you too can do that. I believe in you, and I know we are going to make a difference starting now and henceforth, knowing that you can unlearn your victim mentality. You can make a difference for your life, and you can make your future different. Remember, we can't remain looking at the rear mirror. It's always smaller than our windscreen because our future is brighter, and we take charge of what we make for our future. And until next time, thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to reading your comments, your feedback, and if this helped you to get yourself out of the victim mentality, please share with someone who will also benefit, get out of the victim mentality, and learn how to take 100% responsibility for their lives. Until then, I trust you. I believe in you. You can do it. And if you can do it, others can do it through your support. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day and make it victim free because you're here today, you made it today. You're not a victim. Until then,